for everyone coming tonight. We're going to start with the municipal authority agenda. So we will start with the invocation. So, Chad, you can get it started.
Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for blessing us, Lord. Lord, we're just thankful for everyone here. Thankful for this town. Lord, we just ask that any decisions made tonight are the best decisions in regards to the town. Lord, we just ask that you continue to comfort and give understanding to Keith Dennis's family. Lord, we just thank you and we love you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call.
Keith Dennis.
Here.
Ryan Dawson.
Here.
Chad Fisher.
Here.
James Smith.
Here.
Call to order at 6:03 p.m.
Number 5, consent agenda items. All matters listed under consent are considered by the Town of Union City Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. Any board of trustee member may, however, remove an item from the consent agenda by request. A is approval of the minutes for municipal meeting on July 13th, 2026. B is approval of the payroll and payroll tax invoices for September of 2026. C is approval of the insurance and retirement invoices for September 2026, and D is approval of utility invoices for September of 2026. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 5A through D.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Correspondence from citizens. Number 6, no action. Is that correct?
Correct.
Number 7, financial reports. The regular monthly financial reports for all funds are provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information by Union City Treasurer Michelle Burns. At the close of business July 31st of 2026, bank balances are as follows. Union City Municipal Authority has $894,774.63. Union City Municipal Deposit Funds is $50,331.50. Anybody have any questions for financial reports? All right. Number 8, Department of Union City Water and Sewer. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Water Superintendent David Jones.
Should have a report, pretty normal month, really. Lagoons are definitely dropping, as far as how much is in them, it's going away quickly. Last month we gave the okay to the engineer to start the process on the sled removal that we talked about. I spoke with, actually, Lacey Dawson, the county commissioner, talked to me about some classes that she went to and found out some possible funding on different things and from different sources. So I'm going to be working with her a little bit and find out more about that stuff. One of the things, I'd like to look at, we need to start thinking about is, a water line extension over on 152, because we've had a few people coming in wanting to do different things down that road.
And these?
Yes, sir. Yeah. And then I'm going to get some numbers together for us to start looking at for a sewer jetter. Thing was put off for a while, but for instance, Thursday evening, we've had a little bit of an emergency, and we don't have one. And trying to get somebody out here 7, 8 o'clock at night is almost impossible without costing an arm and a leg. And we were able to get someone out Friday morning. Hunter was able to get it going enough. I was out of town, never fell. So, until the next morning, but there's something, in the future I think we need to consider. It'll also help us maintain and keep lines.
Give me a description of a jetter. I picture it being high pressure water.
Basically, yeah. It
pushes out the sewer line.
Yeah, it pushes itself. It's on a big hose. It's basically a big pressure washer. So, but it presses up so much, and it'll pull itself through the line. If there's a clog, it'll push through it. So there's like several jets going backwards, and then a few going forward as well. So that's what helps it cut through. And then when you pull it back, that's what cleans it.
Okay.
So it just
breaks everything up.
Right. And like there's about 5 or 6 houses that were kind of getting stopped up that night, and
So this is an entire trailer piece of equipment?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Or is it normally a truck?
well, it can be, we don't need one that big, a trailer would be, that way it can be stored inside and everything.
How long do they usually, like, what's the length that they can reach? Is that a loaded question?
Yeah, depending on the size of the pipe and everything, and it also, will help us clean out like tin horns and stuff, 'cause that's what it does, it cleans out the pipe. I think I've seen where 200 foot or better, depending on what kind you get too, obviously. You know, if you have a little or a small one, then it wouldn't, but you gotta have something big enough to do, like our biggest line, so to speak, but, it's something that, you know, we usually call Mr. Reuter, but if it's after hours, they can't get out, then we're.
How long are the ones that they bring?
Sorry?
What's the length on the ones that they bring out?
Theirs is mounted on a truck,
Okay.
but as far as the hose, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, 'cause I've never seen him line it all the way. Usually, you go to the nearest manhole, and because you can isolate where the stoppage is, and you go to the nearest manhole, and go to, you hit it.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of what I'm asking, like, I don't know the distances between our manholes, so I don't know.
They're all different, you know,
Yeah.
but, several feet, I mean, we've never had something they couldn't reach in between, so.
Yeah.
I would make sure that would be the case, like our feathers.
Yeah, that's the main thing, making sure you got enough length,
Right, so,
or if there's extensions you can put on, I don't know.
yeah, I'm sure there is, but I don't wanna.
On that, I mean, there's a little bit of, if we can't get one that, with people service from manhole to manhole in our greatest distance that we have between manholes, something's better than nothing.
Right.
They can accomplish the goal for most of the lines. You may have situations where you still have to call somebody out because you don't have one.
Yeah, rare case, or it just simply can't bust through, 'cause that one's a big, but it's never at 9 o'clock on Thursdays. It is, but it's PM, not AM.
Yeah.
And trying to get someone out late. Mr. Reuter forever was $300, well, like everything else, now they're $1,500, I think, but which is real cheap if you only do it 2 or 3 times a year, but, at this point, I feel that we've got to start looking at it, at least, but, people flush everything. So, just a future thing, I'll get some numbers together, I'll say we can buy it next month or nothing, but we need to start thinking about it.
Sounds good. Anybody else have any questions?
A quick question, I probably have the answer to, but do we have a camera?
No, sewer camera? No. Hoping maybe to utilize the same both, as a package, actually, so, but, we'll see.
I can tell you from my decade plus at OMAG that is, sewer lines are underground infrastructure. You know where your potholes are, but you don't know where your cracks are in your sewer pipes or where there's just vacancies in pipe and a camera.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any grants for that?
Possibly, that's one of the things that's, and as our audits get caught up, we'll be able to apply for more stuff as well, so.
I would urge you guys to consider that whether it's this year or future year, providing that kind of funding, not just for the jetter, but also for a camera. The benefits of the camera in the case of an emergency, you can send something in there to see what it might be.
I got a 10-footer and a 6-footer, doesn't do what you need, but it does what I need.
Yeah, you go 200 foot.
Yeah.
The ones, I've had them come out, you know, they're pretty neat, they're robotic, you drive them.
Got all alarms.
I will tell you that the Port of Civil Field about a decade ago pretty much charged every municipality to operate the sewer system with knowledge of the conditions of its lines, even if it doesn't know what the conditions are. And so as a best practice, the recommendation is always, if you can get a camera and proactively camera your lines as time permits. I mean, you can't just do it all in a day.
Right.
So that you can identify where some of those weaknesses are that you're not aware of. And you'd be amazed with those cameras what you're gonna end up finding out. I mean, the number of sewer lines that I've seen that the line itself is crumbled, but the earth has maintained its form, and so.
Not even be a line there sometimes.
Yeah, there's not even a line there. I mean, we just had this out of 4 acres with our main 21-inch interceptor line that we didn't realize had completely crumbled until an OG&E pole started to sink. And when they pulled the pole out, all of a sudden there was a hole about this big into a 21-inch line in somebody's front yard.
And of course, where you camera it, you gotta clean it, which is the good, so.
Thankfully, we were just about to start a project of replacing that line, so we
What's that good?
escalated that by about $12. But that is one of those things, and cherry on top, OMAG has reduced the coverage it has on sewer backup, that's its liability, and so the town is self-insured for some of that liability risk now. It's spend money today to avoid having to spend money in the future.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, thank you. All right, number 9, Department of Union City Water Clerk. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Water Clerk Tammy Woolard.
You guys have my report.
Is that bulk water sales?
Hey,
No, that's just regular.
Newspaper said we wasn't going to.
What's that?
I said the newspaper said we wasn't gonna raise rate when it.
Oh.
It's in there.
I missed that one.
what's late?
Yeah, for water.
There was no need to, or something like that, I don't. So you deposited $59,697 up here, and on the deposits on the financial report it shows $50,000, is that two different things?
That's a deposit refund, so like
Okay.
that's if somebody comes in here and puts a deposit on their water account. So our regular account is our municipal authority. That's where all the money goes for as far as the water.
So that's what we just have for like somebody's to come move out.
We have to refund their deposit.
Would it be fair to say that A, it's our money, B is their money?
Yes.
That we're holding for them as deposit,
Right.
but we segregate it out so it's technically their money until it might trigger or become ours.
Sheriff?
Yes.
So we have one little thing we need to discuss, it's not on there,
Okay.
but it could be under my report, I guess, so to speak. Because we did receive from El Reno, a water increase.
Was that before or after the newspaper article?
I seen that, and I was like, but yes and no, okay. So if I can explain it real quick, then that'll help, I think. So,
Should we discuss this now or under any new business since arose from this time period? I just wanna make sure we're.
it's not,
You're just receiving the information at this
Okay,
point.
okay.
you can't act on it.
Yeah, go-
But
go
I
ahead.
think technically you shouldn't, there's no need to act, just because that was my opinion. Just to kind of catch you up, we received actually from the city of El Reno 2 notices. One, that they're going up, July 31st, but they have to give us 90 days, so technically it won't be till September. And the second increase will be December 31st, I'm assuming in January. But the increase now, okay, so you remember the guy came in last month and explained that the first 2,000 gallons and all that, that kind of everybody's doing away with, but now Reno's done away with it. It's the way we're built. So, right, as of January the 1st of 26, right? We had a $40.50, was for the first 2,000 gallons. And then it built out from there, right? That's how we were charged as a city. And then it was 2,000 gallons to 1.5 million. Now, they're doing away with the 2,000, so it says meter fee went from $40.57 to $50. And then the first 1.5 million gallons is at $9.77 per thousand, which is the exact same as it is now. So the numbers after the first 2,000, nothing changed. So I figured it out. We average around 3 million a month, a gallon, sorry. It's an average of, it's gonna cost us $28 a month total. So I don't really see a reason to go up now. It's $28 total for the whole thing.
So the 40/50 was sort of the base charge for the town,
Yeah, the 40/50 and then the 2,000 gallons.
but then there was a usage.
Although we go through the first 2,000 gallons in about 40 seconds, probably, if that makes sense. So when you're buying 3 million, that's what, you know. But they did away with the 2,000, went from the 1 gallon to 1.5 million. But if you figure all that out, according to the best of my math, and doing it all right, it's gonna cost us $28 to $30 a month total.
Why did they even waste their time?
But in December, everything's going up 3%. So, I have some examples, of how y'all wanted to handle it, and again, nothing changes till September anyway, but, I had, so, as the gentleman, the expert we hired, or got in here the other day, spoke, if they go, we need to go up 3% higher than they're going up. So, if they go up 3%, we should go up 6%, is his recommendation. And he's also recommending that we don't, do the 2,000 gallons. By the way, that equals 520,000 gallons a month. The first 2,000 of all the meters combined is essentially 500,000 gallons, that he's talking about. So, there's two things. One, do we want to do away with that 2,000 eventually and just have a meter fee plus?
So and I don't know if anyone in this room can answer this question, but in the previous history, like let's say 10, 15, 20 years, did they normally just do one price increase per year?
Somebody know Reno?
Yeah.
It
seems
I've
like
been here, it's varied.
I know, it seems like now we're a
Yeah.
lot more inconsistent on when they're doing the price increases.
So I think it's, the way it's reworded now makes it look like an increase, but technically it's really high. I mean, it is $20 on a 3 million gallon average. But
the one in
bigger one
December,
would be
when's the
December.
last one we received? I can't remember.
December last year.
It was December of last
Yeah.
year? Okay.
So it technically was once, but they changed the way they're, like I said, from the 2,000, it starts at 1 gallon now. But again, that, we personally go through that about that quick. So, so my point was, I didn't know, it's up to y'all, obviously. Do A, you want to increase it all? B, do we want to increase the 3% plus the 3%? Obviously. So do we want to do, I didn't know if you wanted like 3% now and 3% in December to make it not be so much or whatever, but, and when I say so much, your average water bill, just water, not the whole thing, I'm talking about just the water consumption, is usually around $40 to $50. So at 6%, you're only, $3 to $5 would be 6%. So just some options to think about, and we can bring that back, next month. I didn't know how you wanted to handle it.
My suggestion would be, I mean, you've received the information, you know that you're gonna need to have a real discussion about what to do moving forward, is that part needs to be on a future agenda. But for you guys to, you've got a month heads up to think about it, and specifically the part about the rate setting that you had done, recommending that you have a margin, essentially they charge on top of it. Okay, so when you wanna apply that, is it just doing rate increases all at once, or is it doing it stair step during the year? If you stair step during the year, obviously that makes it look like you're increasing twice a year, whereas they're increasing once a year. My suspicion is the meter fee, they probably did some change on their end for all their meter fees, and we just
I don't have-
that's why it's a nominal change for us.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing for residents at El Reno, they might not feel like as nominal a change.
That makes more sense, yeah.
So it sounds like the real rate increase is
So
gonna be
can you just create an agenda item for next month for all of that?
My guess is it might be just for their sell, like for they sell food. I see some prison.
Does,
It might be.
y'all have that? Is it
Like
like
sheep, I'm talking.
the first, whatever it is, 2,000 or 1,000, whatever?
I think it's $1,000.
It might be that we are on some sort of, like, I've seen this recently where a city is on a legacy contract, the way that they're being charged, and they wanna change it the way they're charging everybody else, and it ends up being a wash in terms of how much you're actually spending, that they wanna have unity in the way that they're actually
Reworded.
applying the charges.
No. See, I don't know if it's possible to me, you just have per gallon, instead of after this many gallons this much, after this many gallons this much, it's really confusing. To me, it'd be nicer if it was just whatever it is per gallon. But I don't know if that's doable or not.
I mean, as a water generator, you're gonna want the people who are using the most to pay the most. That's why you usually see those, I forget what the term is.
After a little bit, it increased a little, yeah.
Progressive rate structure.
Alright, anybody have anything else to add for water? Alright, 9A, OEMA expansion of trash, discussion and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of OEMA discussion, discussing the exemption of trash pickup. He did copy me in an email, that he sent to the company that does all of our big trash pickups, along with the maps that y'all provided, and I have not seen a group reply back to us from that company, so, to just table it to next month.
Is that for the whole?
For the whole Union City Cleveland, yes, sir. Alright. Number 10, Union City Municipal Authority Clerk Treasurer, the following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Union City Municipal Authority Clerk Treasurer Michelle Burns.
Nothing to report on that one.
Anybody have any questions for Clerk Treasurer? Okay. 10A, approval of checks for listed documents, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of approving the checks listed below in accordance with Union City Code Ordinance Title 2, Section 2-1-2, letter C. There's none listed. You don't have any for this? Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, no action on 10A. 10B, Resolution 2026-14 late fee adjustments, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of a Resolution 2026-14 authorizing Water Department employees to adjust water bill late fees without the Board of Trustees approval if the due date falls on a weekend or on an office closed holiday.
Mr. Mayor, this one's on me. I told Michelle I was gonna bring it with me, and I brought several things with me, but I did not bring this one.
Okay, so we just need to table it until the next
Well, it's always like a hot item, you know?
Yeah.
You can't seem to ever.
Get that thing off here.
That dog alive.
We'll get it off next month.
Alright.
I literally told Michelle last week, go ahead and put it on there, I'll bring it with me, and I realized as soon as I looked at the agenda that that was one thing I forgot to bring.
One thing we need to add to that if possible would be like a, and situational, like for instance, the other day someone come in and they wrote their check for a little bit less than what the bill was, but the thing tried to charge them the whole fee when technically it should have been 16 cents rather than $16. That's something we can fix right then and document why, rather than get screamed at saying we can't do nothing, you know.
I can work that in. I didn't have that in the original one, but I.
Right,
This was, the idea behind this one is all the objective standard that's applied so that, because otherwise you're bringing it here for you guys to go on something where it's a very simple objective test that is applied.
I'm open to that, but my big thing is, there's a place within their account to document and put notes in there, so when other people log in, they can see that note as to why that credit was issued and or why the fee was not charged.
Well, and what I've got in resolution is that you guys would get a report of the ones that have been done for.
Okay.
So there would be a checks and balances, so
Okay.
there, you know, was no allegation that there was some, you know, favoritism going on. I mean, that
Okay.
is what I picked up on in some of the prior discussions, was wanting to make sure.
Right, it was, anytime anything was
Information
adjusted,
about it, that you're not
there
having
would
to
be
vote on it.
Right.
That would be.
documented and be given to y'all.
Right. That'd be easy
How much
enough for us to have them put in there, and if you guys had a problem with it, then you could always change the policy and take that away, but it would give you the ability to give staff a little bit of leeway, getting those reports. You would then see if you felt like it was being abused, then you could always pull it back.
At the end of the month, I have to have an adjustment, like you have to balance everything out. So it'll always be on that report, and I have them saved to my computer. If there's any adjustments that's been made that month, it'll say like adjustment amount.
But saving a file on a computer that can be deleted or disposed of, I'm not a fan of that at all. It's in the actual software? Okay.
But I keep records for myself as well.
Okay.
It's in a folder.
I want it in the software.
It's in the software.
Okay, that's what I want. Agreed? Okay, agreed. All right, number 11, Union City Municipal Authority Human Resources. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by HR Supervisor Michelle Burns.
I did have nothing to report, but, this is probably a good spot. Jamie Reed has joined Annie in that office full-time.
Anybody have any questions? Number 12, Union City Municipal Authority payroll. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Payroll Supervisor Michelle Burns.
Nothing to report.
13 is executive session, and there's, no executive.
Correct.
13A is return from executive session, which is no action. 13B is action on matters discussed in executive session, which is no action. And 14 is chair and trustee reports. This item is for informational purposes only, no action will be taken. Updates regarding recent and upcoming events, updates regarding recent projects, or updates regarding general operations of town. Anybody have anything they want to add? Okay, no action on 14. Number 15, any new business is this. New business is limited to issues or matters that arose less than 24 hours, excluding weekends and holidays prior to the meeting. Open floor for new business. Anybody? Okay. Number 16 is adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Have a motion, do I have a second? Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Adjournment at 6:28.
Okay. We will now start the town agenda. Number 1 is the invocation, number 2 is pledge of allegiance, both have been completed, for roll call.
Keith Dennis.
Here.
Ryan Dawson.
Here.
Chad Fisher.
Here.
James Smith.
Here.
Call to order at 6:28.
Okay. Number 5, consent agenda items. All matters listed under consent are considered by the Town of Union City Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. Any Board of Trustees, any Board of Trustees member may, however, remove an item from the consent agenda by request. A is approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on July 13th, 2026. B is approval of the payroll and payroll tax invoices for September 2026. C is approval of the insurance and retirement invoices for September 2026. And D is approval of utility invoices for September 2026. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve A through D.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6 is correspondence from citizens.
I don't have any,
No?
not on me.
You received one, but it was after this was created, right, so it'll be on the next meeting? No?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you received a letter, sorry. All right, correspondence from citizens, no action. Number 7, financial reports.
Chief and I were talking?
Yes.
Oh, no, that's a separate issue. I'm helping Chief and Michelle through some open records requests.
Oh, okay, open records request, okay. All right, number 7, financial reports. The regular monthly financial reports for all funds are provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information by Union City Treasurer Michelle Burns. At the close of business, July 31st, 2026, bank balances are as follows. Capital Improvement Bank first, $636,626.19. Community events, $7,067.40. Federal asset forfeiture, $10,937.32. General fund, $93,929.32. Public safety limited use EMS, $28,584.02. Public safety limited use fire department, $57,168.04. Public safety limited use for PD, $57,168.04. State asset forfeiture, $14,448.09. Street and alley, $11,968.95. Traffic bond and refund, $18,317.12. Union City PD community projects, $6,642.65. Union City Fire Department, $471,646.59. Union City Police Department, $106,521.34. Anybody have any questions in regards to financial reports? At what point does the financial advisor want us to start combining accounts? Have they brought up that any more?
They're working with the auditor right now.
Okay.
The auditor's planning on being here as soon as she gets one of the audits done. And that way she can bring it and present it. In her mind, that way she's not charging us for multiple trips when she can come in.
Did she give a rough timeline when she thought that might be, or?
Next couple of months.
Okay, next couple of months.
Yeah, but the reason the financial
That's
advisors
that
haven't done
ADP
that.
audit.
Yeah, that's because they're cleaning up things so that she can do that audit. So whatever she needs, she communicates with them, and if they don't have it, they get it from me.
Okay.
And then we just keep going.
We've never had a note like this underneath the financial report, so I just need to read this verbally so you're
Right.
aware of it. Okay, everyone's aware of it. Okay, so, below this, the note, implementing the Board of Trustees suggested financial plan, assets, plan, implement, optimize. At the end of June, the general fund balance was $81,433.27. By the end of July, it had increased to $93,929.32, despite 3 payroll and dispatch expenses, resulting in a gain of $12,496.05. Intern Chief McCarty worked closely with town clerk and code enforcement to improve how funds move between accounts, including the timing of invoice processing. Fire Chief Water Superintendent David Jones also helped reduce non-urgent purchases and transfers of funds. As a team, everyone has made a focused effort to monitor incoming and outgoing funds and track due dates. Because we no longer need to transfer funds as we did previously, the general fund balance is now improving. Anybody have any questions in regards to that?
Who made us put that in there?
Huh?
Who made us put that in there?
I think
it's in there.
they just wanted to notify all of us.
I wanted you to
and-
know we paid attention, and that's why I did the flow chart too, so you could see that we did listen, and Interim Chief McCarty sat down and came up with a new way of doing it without all the moving around, and then we all worked together.
Good
And
job, guys.
It's actually building up the income in general fund because of how he came up with how we can do it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have any questions? Okay. Number 8, Department of Union City Code Enforcement. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information by Union City Code Enforcement Officer Teresa Woolard. Operational report and purchase request is A and B.
That's my report. 2 items, jump of interest, small piece of property directly west of the park sold. That little snowplow machine like before, that piece of property sold.
Oh, okay.
That will become the future home of WT Auto Sales. Wade Thomas currently operates a small operation on his property out on Manning Road, but he's moving it down, he'll put in, it's on the second page of my report.
Yeah, I don't have that packet.
It's on the second page of my report. Yes, he will be moving his car business into town. Now that he has 2 small children, he doesn't feel like it's
Oh,
the best
oh,
to
okay.
have on his property out
I'm used to
there.
having that
He has
packet.
to
I'm
move
missing a
it
whole
away.
packet.
So, he was able to purchase that, and
Was
he's
up
super
there.
excited.
And he doesn't have a lot of cars.
Well, he only, there might be 4 or 5 cars at one time there.
Is he gonna build a building, or is he?
He will move in a.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay, I don't like to.
He plans to put on building, he'll come back at some point, once he gets there, he's going to ask to be allowed to do some fencing and maybe clean up that west side of the fence at the park as well, improve it alongside his property. Then he wanted to make it, much better than he has to. And then open storage solutions where the big storage containers are out 152. They've got that building completed, and they have decided no longer to move their business here. They decided it was too much work, were the exact words they gave me. They didn't want to work that hard. So now they're actively,
That building is for rent?
now they're actively looking for a company to lease it. I've given out their information a couple of times already, so hopefully somebody will interest. A little bit more interest this week on the property on the southwest corner, 152 and 81. It is back up for sale again. I got some calls after I left here today in regards to, what can be done with that piece of property.
The grass and street complaint, so do we have an ordinance that states anything about people blowing grass into the street and then leaving it? We do have an ordinance.
We do.
that. Okay,
It's against code to blow your grass out on the road.
okay.
I tell people
Can-
that all the time.
Maybe we do a social media post
I
as an
put a
example of
public
that.
service announcement.
Yeah, and let them know that there is an ordinance for that as like an early warning, but, it does become dangerous obviously for motorcycles and other things.
I'll give you some of those. And the whole reason that this came about and became a big deal is because it's just a neighbor dispute.
Yeah.
It stems
Well-
from, whoever mowed this lady's yard, blew gravel over onto his 19 truck.
Yeah.
So, and from there, it's
kind of snowballed into.
And rightfully so, but this is a problem.
It is a legit thing.
Yeah.
I addressed it, by giving her a written notice, and then I actually, when she did not respond, I actually went and visited with her and showed her the code, which I send the code with every letter that
So,
I send.
since it's a code, is it a code violation?
It is.
So it's something that you would have to write, and you
Yeah.
normally write a warning first and then a
Yeah, we
ticket
do a
second time?
warning, and then if they do not comply, then we issue citation.
Okay.
But when you see a notice of violation or NOV, that's essentially you can put on notice, given an and with things like high grass and weeds, that's given an opportunity to get it corrected. You obviously,
Yeah.
the grass is in the street, grass is in the street, but
Yeah.
essentially giving them notice ahead
She
of
did
time.
get out there and look at it
Yeah.
after I
Yeah.
visited with her. She did not realize, she said, I thought, even after reading it, she said, to be honest, I didn't think it was a big deal. And I explained to her why it was a big deal.
Yeah.
But she
So,
never had thought
so
about
yeah,
that.
if you can prepare and then give her, and we'll put a social media post, just letting everyone know.
It'd be nice to kind of, maybe one thing a month. I don't know if that'll just start a snowball of complaints, but
That's okay.
it'd be nice to get some things out there where people
That's a
are
safety
thinking
issue,
about it,
that's
yeah.
fine.
In regards to the Kate voters
Yes.
yard, you said you gave them things to do.
I talked to the property owner again last week, they said that they would be back out. I looked today, it didn't look like anything had been done, so I will reach out again tomorrow, and if not, then we'll have to move forward.
Don't be scared to write tickets, people have been told.
The property owners have actually, once they realized how bad it was, they're trying to make it right. They told him he has to leave, he's not over there at all, as far as I know now, is he? And he is coming back and forth. They didn't think he was staying there at all, because he doesn't have a vehicle out here to run. But they are trying to remove him completely, and they want to sell the property as soon as they can get him off premise. 400 feet over,
Oh, okay.
the Clever home. But it will be for sale.
Do you guys assist, landowners and evacs if need be? What's the rules on that? How's that work?
It's family,
Like,
so they're.
I mean, if a property owner wants someone
Evicting?
evicting, yeah,
No, that'd be county.
the county that handles it, okay.
You go to court for an eviction, and when the judge issues the order, it's the county sheriff.
So they have to do it, okay, they have to do it.
It's a family thing they're trying to do. It's some tough love stuff.
Yeah. Alright.
Other than that, lots of grass and weeds, lots of roof permits. And there's been a lot more activity as far as, if there are multiple pieces of property for sale around town. There's a lot more interest out in this area, so I've answered lots and lots of calls and lots of discussions regarding what you can and can't do in certain areas.
And keep getting busier.
Absolutely, I like it.
Anybody else have any questions for code enforcement? Okay. We're answered. Alright, that was agenda item number 8, completed. Number 9, Department of Union City Police Department. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review, consideration, and possible action for informational purposes by Intern Chief McCarty.
Relatively average month, we were down a little bit on calls for service, but not much, still over 700. Still got one vehicle in the shop, 2022 Tahoe. Luckily, it's warranty work, but, dealerships are not very inclined to do warranty work, so it's taking a minute, I've been on them, but, they're taking their sweet time. Cap did go and train, he was requested by Department of Corrections, state agency to go help with their defensive tactics. That was only 2 days, but it's good to actually get requested by a state agency at our little place to go help out with that. Sergeant Mail, if you remember, we were sending him to all this interdiction training, and he actually put on in-service interdiction training for our guys. So we got the entire police department together, and we did in-service interdiction training. So, just give people some credit. Next month, we're doing, Sergeant McCartney has been doing peer support mental health, so she's gonna put a class on for the police department for that. Other than that, the only thing that's changed about the report, that I wanted to draw your guys' attention to, and this is something that we're trialing for right now, and you guys tell me if you like it or don't. The last 2 pages are the entire bank record from our account for the month of July. Gives you guys an idea of where we're spending money, and I didn't change anything, I worded it different, so that way you guys would know exactly what it is. But if you like that, we can keep doing that. If not, then I'll just take it away. But I figured in the interest of transparency with the finances.
I like it.
Okay.
It's 2 pages.
But as Michelle noted too, one of the other things that I wanted to draw your guys' attention to were, we were doing the blanket transfer from general fund, this month. We only took in $936.16 from general fund. So, a lot better than the blanket check that we were just getting written every single month, so.
And I think that'll go hand in hand with what the financial advisor will put us when the time comes. I went back to looking that over. Traffic stops and observed violations was a total of 267, resulting in citation was 112, and resulting in warning was 148. So 74% of those was warnings.
Yeah, no, that combines both written and
Oh,
verbal.
okay.
Yeah. So. Federal asset forfeiture. So, if you guys note on there, there's FAF to PD reimbursement. So what that money is, that is a federal program that we have signed up for, that transfer, that's where the money came from. We have signed up for a program through DEA, it's domestic cannabis eradication, and we can buy equipment and supplies through that. So when you see the FAF to PD, our SAM.gov account is hooked up to federal asset forfeiture. So when the money comes in from DEA, it's reimbursement for money we've already spent. So we transfer it from federal asset forfeiture to PD since we bought it out of PD.
Better give you better training on interdiction, probably helps.
Mm-hmm.
How's the new vehicles coming along? Have you heard any updates on those?
So I spoke with Vance, mid-September is when we should get, delivery of those, and they're gonna be 2027 black Ford Explorers. I spoke with C-Ray Graphics down in Minko. We've had problems with the vinyl graphics peeling. I'm sure you guys have noticed on the side of our cars with numbers and everything. We're going with a 3/4 wrap instead of vinyl graphics. It'll last longer, it'll look cleaner. I can show you guys a picture, I have it on my phone of, I don't have the official render yet, but the idea that I gave him, I can show that to you guys if you want. Would you do me?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Okay.
Yeah.
More visibility.
Yep. Oh,
Um,
yeah, absolutely. So,
Cheese stickers on there.
so that's essentially what it'll look like on the black. The police will have reflective over it, so when the headlights hit it, you can see it, but it'll have that kind of American flag across the entire 3/4 of the side and dial number 1 and unit number and everything like that. So that's the baseline of what we're working with.
I like it. And then don't forget, I mean, we do want to kind of get a quote on, obviously, the 3 new ones, obviously, but then a cost to maybe do the whole fleet and or price per vehicle, that way we have an idea if we want to do 2 a month or 1 a month or something like that until they all match, or address the ones that have the worst decals first, or however you want to approach that, but just so we kind of have an idea.
Yeah, I will say that, this is kind of one of those things you have to pay for.
Yeah.
We were paying $400 to $500 for vinyl graphics before to put them on cars, and that's not very much if we get it, that's the quality we get. This is gonna be a little bit more expensive, it's gonna be between $2,000 and $3,000 to wrap an entire vehicle, but it'll last a lot longer, it'll last for the life.
If we do 1 a month until we got them all matching, or the oldest one with the highest mileage, we just leave them as is until.
I was thinking, if you wanna go that route, I was thinking full cars obviously last on the list, as of, if we do them. But the frontline vehicles that your guys is wanting.
Yes.
We'll probably do those.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for PD? All right. Good work, we appreciate it. Okay, that was number 9. Number 10, Department of Traffic, bond refund. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review, consideration, and possible action, and for informational purposes by Candy Wooler.
You guys have my report.
So is this 25,523 the total price citations last month, or this is the ones that are past due? That's the total? Okay. So you've got everything updated on the warrants and the, y'all call it the FTA, I don't know what FTA stands for.
Failure to appear.
Failure to appear, okay. So, I guess.
What's that mean? We took a total of 25,000 for citation. What's that mean?
That's the total for the month.
That's the total for the month of what came in.
How many people pay it?
That's how much the police department citations, that's how much money actually came in. It's not the amount of tickets that they wrote, but the amount of income that actually came in to pay Candy for tickets and citations. So on the town's tax interception program, you said it's underway, like, how long do you think until we have all that stuff prepared? Is it a long road ahead of us, or is it coming pretty quick, or like?
I have a 65-page thing I have to go through the book.
Yeah.
So, I have to get familiar with it
A
all.
65-page list of people, basically?
Book.
Yeah.
That's just for the software.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna have to read through all of that and then start getting the software set up.
And is that something that Jamie can be helping with as well? Like if both of you are reading it and both of you are learning it, or no?
I mean, she can, but my computer's the only one that has the IP address linked to the tax ID, or the tax stuff.
Can we only have one IP address tied to it, or can you have more than one?
I think that we had spoke, if I'm not mistaken, it was either, Interim Chief McCarty or Taylor, and they said that there should be only one person touching this, so you're able to keep track of it instead of having several hands in it. But I can definitely add her.
Yeah, I'm just, and I can ask him when he comes back in as well, but it needs to be a priority for us, just to make sure we keep getting that stuff put in. And I realize it's gonna be a long road, but are we thinking 6 months, a year, like what's the realistic
No, I
timeline?
just got done with it, so maybe 2 or 3 months.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for traffic warrant refund? Alright. Number 11, Department of Union City Fire. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Chief Jones.
The reports, should have a report.
Yeah.
Crazy month. I believe this is a record for us, but 40 calls in the month of July. As you can see, kind of spread out a little bit of everything. Very demanding and tasking on the guys, and when you see one, tell them thank you, because they really put a lot of time and effort into doing this. As well as, normal training and this heat and drives is terrible. Looks like the county's getting ready to go into a burn ban. I know we got a thing today to put our 2 cents in. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not already.
Yeah, it needs to be. We're not burn ban, we're not issuing any. But so far, August has said, here, hold my beer, because this is the 10th, we've hit 17 already this month, so I don't know, it's got crazy. Hopefully it'll cool off and rain. And none of it's all been, just weather related, there's still a lot of medical and different things. Also, we talked about last month of the water line bust at the fire station. We've got all that repaired. All the receipts have been turned into the insurance. And additional, I had a plumber come in and replace every fitting into the ceiling because they were all starting to look kind of rough. And apparently they're saying don't ever use the metal impacts now, that all was available back when that was built. So it was a very minimal cost compared to this happening again. And because the line goes in the beach of the building that goes above, there's a there's a hard floor for the second story, then there's a space and a grid ceiling, so the lines are in there. And so that's why when it busted, it went through the ceiling. But anyway, all the lines, or all the fittings in those have been replaced, and, feel a lot better about it, so. Other than that, everything seems to be fine.
I just checked my phone to see, I guess y'all assist with that fire in Minko last night?
Yes.
Y'all did assist with that one?
Yeah.
He had mentioned that there was gonna be some way, maybe to raise money or do something, but I just checked again, and it looks like maybe they dialed that back a little bit, I'm not sure. But,
So, Tim?
yes,
Yeah,
Tim.
I know the church, and he was talking about it, the church talking about it, and they were thinking, I actually have the kids' sizes and stuff in my phone that
Okay.
we were gonna look at things, so.
Yeah, if they need that stuff, and if it helps with our community putting some social media posts together, but at the very least, if you can send me that as well, I mean, I got tons of extra stuff like that possible, so.
But yeah, they,
My understanding was a Minko school teacher, is that correct? I don't know for sure.
I don't know that answer, I don't think it was, I know the kids in the school, if you go in there,
Okay.
5 and 7 years old. What their names were, but it was directly south of the Baptist church, so, but it was even though we got the home out and everything, it's still a total loss, with smoke and water destroys more than the fire sometimes. It's a very important thing for them.
There was a wreck at the bridge here that blocked the bridge for a while, was that an injury wreck as well?
Yes, fatality.
Oh, it was fatality?
Yeah.
From outside our community, I assume?
Yes, yeah. It was on the south side, so we assisted with that as well. But, resulted in a fatality, 2 injured, one fatality, so.
So when you're listing calls, you're only listing the calls that happen within our jurisdiction,
No,
or?
this is all for calls, if
That's
we
all?
go somewhere,
Okay.
this is also, would be on there.
Was the busted pipes able to be, covered through insurance, or is that, we had to, okay.
Yeah, well, you know, the majority of.
Yeah, but I guess I should reword that. The upgrade to the other pipes, is that, we'll have to pay for that out of pocket?
Right.
Okay.
But it was like, I can't remember the number, was it 1,200 or something?
It wasn't a lot.
To do every fitting in the ceiling,
Yeah.
and have that.
And that work's already been completely completed?
Yeah.
Done? Okay.
And I've redone the ceilings and everything myself, and, we had a company come in and bring their machines and make sure everything was dried out like it was supposed to be.
On the mold,
Yeah, they guaranteed.
situation, will they come back and do another check in 90 days or 120 days, or?
They said they didn't think there was any need, but we can certainly have them do that, 'cause that was my biggest fear, make sure we got.
I don't know what they would charge for that, but I don't know what all the thoughts are on it, but I would recommend that even if it's a 6-month follow-up, just following up to see.
Sure.
Because if we can have a third party sign off that there is none, it can also be something that protects us down the road, you know.
Yeah,
Not only that, we
like
don't want
active
people,
in there and all
we
that.
don't want people living, sleeping in those conditions, but. Anybody have any more questions for Union City Fire? No? All right. Number 12, Department of Union City Emergency Management. The following correspondence provided the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Chief Jones.
Nothing to report on that. And back to the fire real quick, fire and police, that, we have transitioned to county on dispatch, and it's going to. I mean, it's taking us a little bit to get used to everything, both sides.
Was any of our dispatchers able to find work over there?
I don't think they've totally hired yet, have they?
No, okay.
Not as of right now.
Okay.
I think they both pulled their application too.
So anybody have any questions for David in regards to emergency management or anything to add? No? Number 13, Department of Union City Animal Control. The following correspondence provided the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Animal Control Officer David Jones.
So apparently I didn't hit send, so you don't have a report, sorry. But, really nothing to report. We had 3 dogs that we took in and got, back to their owners. And, other than that, everything's normal, the normal cows out, and things that the police assist with, but nothing to report.
Anybody have any questions? Good. 14, Department of Union City Street and Alley. The following correspondence provided the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Streets and Alley Superintendent David Jones.
Really nothing to report on Streets and Alley.
I had a gentleman call me this morning, questioning and frustrated a little bit about the tire paw prints that were put along the Gym Road, Maple Street. But after talking to David and Teresa both, we don't really have an ordinance to prevent anyone from doing that or any kind of standard operating procedure that should have been necessarily followed before that was done, but David did reach out to the county commissioner, and they didn't have an issue with it either, and since they're in charge of our streets. So I don't know if anyone has anything they wanna add to that or not, but, we did not vote on to approve it, and we did not vote to disapprove it, so.
Put on by the county, or was it
Put on
private people?
by private individuals, I guess, or the school, I'm not sure which.
Yeah, it was a,
They put Paul Grant.
entity of the school to, that was the word they used, but basically, you know, how it leads to the playing field or playing whatever.
To the gym at the softball field.
When we looked it up, the law says you can't put something like on a strip road that would prevent, like if you were going over the railroad tracks, or something that would prevent, but on an unmarked road or anything like that, there's really nothing that we can find.
Temporary or permanent?
Well, I mean, if it's gonna go away, that's, you know,
It's permanent until it goes away,
yeah.
until it gets chip sealed.
It's just supposed to be tiger footprints leading you to the,
Yeah, I think they're gonna do it one of these days,
Yeah. I thought I had a picture, but I don't see it now. Something on Facebook or that, yeah.
It's a lot of meetings, and I don't know
Yeah.
why it bothers anybody, but lots of things bother some people.
Well, you go to a nice neighborhood, and that would never happen in a nice neighborhood.
Well, that was a nice
Yeah.
neighborhood. The whole town was a nice neighborhood.
Well, my point is, go up to Edmond and try to do that to.
That's what I'm living, that's what
Yeah.
I'm living in, I won't pay on the street.
Yeah.
Sidewalk,
they are gonna come south from Choctaw as well, they said.
A bunch of ball
Lead
prints.
both ways.
That's good, because nobody knows where the gym's at. They'll come serve my house.
Every time, or come to the old gym.
I'll look it down, they're like.
Where the hell's Jim at?
The Tiger Claws help,
Huh?
the Tiger Claws helping that
Oh, yeah, that'll help.
All right, anybody have any more questions? No? Department of Union City Town Clerk Treasurer, number 15, the following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action, informational purposes by Town Clerk and Town Treasurer Michelle Burns.
On my report, some of the points I need to point out on there are the election board told me we needed to just have a regular election when it normally happens to fill our empty seat, because there's not enough days between when the special election would be and then the turnaround to do the regular election. There are rules that prevent us from doing that. So that's on my report, just an explanation of how we're gonna fill that seat. The auditor, that's on board, she is preparing the audits that we discussed. She's working with, R.S. Meacham, the financial advisors, and myself, and then she plans to present those and introduce herself at the same board meeting. She said a month or two. So that way she's not charging us for driving down here. We're right back to back to try to introduce herself and present those. You have my report. I don't have it anymore. So I don't know if there's anything else that, oh wait, Teresa's helping me out. Yeah, I think that's about it. Just like Chief McCarty, my last two pages are going to be the bank statement or what was on it, so you have, again, that look. Last page I have, it shows the debit and credit totals. I apologize, I forgot to put the commas in for you there. So if you have any questions on that, I'll be happy to help. Other than that, thank you, Teresa.
How much do we owe for the postage machine?
It's rented. We're not leasing a purchase. We rent it each month. It's like $5 something a month. 500 and something a month.
Do we need it?
Well, our postage, we also have to pay for our postage. The rent alone is like yeah, we need it.
But we're paying $500 and something to rent that machine?
I'm pretty sure.
That seems astronomical, I'm sorry.
Look at the last two pages, it'll be on there, cause I just paid it last month. Okay, no, I don't see that one, okay.
I can tell you right now,
So,
we are not paying that.
postage,
Home City.
where's that? I loaded it.
I can possibly see that being the amount for all of our stamps and all of that stuff per month, but not the rental alone.
Because the water bill service, they mail them out,
Yeah, that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
The water bills, yes,
So they do all that.
unless they mess up, but yeah.
But then we'll have one or two, right?
Huh?
Then we'll have like one or two or something, if they mess up here, we gotta mail it out.
Yeah. But our bills that I mail out are a lot still. I'm probably at about 75% paying everything online. But that other percentage, there's a lot that goes out. I thought I had it on here. I know I paid it last.
Can you get us a breakdown of that for next month so we can look at it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's online, I can get it, I can send it to you.
$500 and something to rent a machine, that would be absurd, there's no way.
It's what we've been saying.
I don't ever see that.
No, you don't
Yeah,
see that one doesn't come to you, but I would've swore I had it on here, like on my. And maybe I don't, maybe it's gonna be on the next month.
you can just pay it.
It will be next month one, yeah. Yeah, but the postage stamps that doesn't cost us that per month. Like rarely, I think every 3 months, maybe 4 months is when I have to load for postage stamps. Put money on it. It's all done electronically on the machine itself. So when we get low, I go in and I add money to it and then they bill me. So that part's cheaper,
But for businesses and, like, usually, at least, I haven't done this in 20 years.
Yeah.
As long as you were mailing out over a specific threshold per month, then the machine was at no charge, or just like very few dollars.
That's not a part of our contract. This was approved through the board before. We've had this machine for a while.
Yeah, I know we've had, well, I mean,
And it's just not
but normally
part
it
of our-
saves you a ton of money because you're not overstamping every single envelope that goes
And
out the door and
that's
taking
the beauty of it.
guesses and that,
It
but.
still is.
But we are not gonna save $500 and something a month on the postage machine
No,
per month,
you're correct.
so we need to
But
break
it
down.
does really keep us from overstamping.
Yeah.
Cause when it goes up, postage goes up, it automatically does it for us.
Yeah.
So we're not having to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have the ability to tell you how much you apply to postage in a given month?
Yes, I can get reports off of it.
That'd probably be helpful just to know
Yeah,
how much is.
that's what I was thinking, when he said that, I was thinking I can go online and get the reports, or I can go back there and get the monthly reports off of it. So you can see what's what.
How much is rental and how much of it is actual postage?
Yeah.
How long have you had it? 2 years?
2020.
That long?
That postage machine got here after I did, and I've been here since November 2020.
Yeah.
We switched to it because we were spending an astronomical amount of money on stamps and there was no checks and balances.
It's
We were all
been here about
stamps
4
going.
years, I think, about 4 to 5 years.
As Gina was,
Yeah, Gina was out.
If we're renting it, that might be a good opportunity to ask them for new
Oh,
quotes.
remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that,
Yeah,
Chad.
might be cheaper.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you hear?
What's that?
It was one of the, when Gina was here, she pushed for that. And we were thinking it's been about, 4 years at
I
least.
transitioned out
It-
when Michelle was.
Yeah, it was when.
That's when they were doing every water bill.
Yeah. Right. But the reason we got it
Yeah.
initially is because we were doing every water bill, and it exceeded, and it just shortened the whole process.
Now a lot of
And
them
then
are
the second one we replaced.
online, right? Email, online.
The point of all of this is,
Yeah, I get it.
if we're spending $300 a month on stamps and then turning around and spending $500
Yeah.
on renting the stupid
That's
machine,
800, yeah.
then we need to dump the stupid machine and just go back to manual stamps, because
And
we're not
we
mailing
should
out our
be.
own water bills anyways.
I'm
I mean,
thinking that we should be out of contract at this point, because I don't think I've re-signed a contract.
well, you gotta watch these things, because it'll be free, and then when you're out of the contract, then they start charging you a rental price, so
Was it
they,
ever free? I was thinking it was never free.
I mean, UPS, FedEx, all of them all provide us
Yeah.
machines at no cost. They even, you just call and order the labels, and they send the labels, and it's like pennies on the dollar. I mean, we could switch to mailing everything freaking UPS probably cheaper than we could $500 a month. But anyway, that's a high horse to let.
I got you.
Thank you.
That's okay.
And I'm not upset with you guys, I'm just saying.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to raise my blood pressure here. All right. Anybody have any more questions for town clerk treasurer? All right. 15A, approval for checks for listed departments. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision of the acceptance of approving of the checks listed below in accordance with the Union City Code of Ordinance Title II, Section 2-1-2, letter C. Police Department has a check going to Norwoods for $14,355.86. General Fund has a check going to OKC Treasurer's Office, $6,435. General Fund has a check to go into R.S. Meacham CPA for $5,200, and then R.S. Meacham again from General Fund for $4,750. Is that for two separate months?
It's two separate items of work.
Two separate jobs they did. Again, they started helping
Audit
the
prep and
auditor.
something else.
Yeah, well, looks like there's, audit prep,
And
one is
you've
for FY
got-
'24 and one's for FY '26.
You have the invoices.
And on the,
Everybody has the invoices with your checks if you need to see, and I don't have.
okay, I'll get to those ones.
Yeah, you have them.
For FY '24.
It's also in the packet too.
Oh, they're on this package.
Yeah, there is a packet. It's right behind the check if you want to see what the charging is.
The Oklahoma City Treasurer's one, I was kinda curious about it, ends up being more for the, radios.
Yeah, it's a yearly,
I
yeah.
was wondering what that referred to.
Yeah, it's 800 megahertz radios.
So all of this work for Norwood, so almost $12K, is all on one vehicle, a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado. And this was the transmission, or what was this? Yeah, transmission assembly.
Yes, sir.
Transmission was 5,500 this past,
That's the one I'm currently in. That's a old truck.
Old jalopy, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, so the one that we just sold
Metal,
in.
they just hard on the train.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is the second one we're replacing from Silverado.
Less than 67.
It's crazy, they can also, that's what I almost spend for a vehicle, run the transmission.
Around the 40 side.
And believe it or not, that was one of the cheaper, that's why it's convenient, because Norwoods is right
But
here.
it wasn't just the transmission.
It wasn't just the
It had upper and
transmission.
lower, arms.
Yep, yep. And why we did the suspension on that truck is, David's truck that he has now, I was running code to a call one day, and at 80 miles an hour, that truck's suspension was so bad, it about kicked me off the road. Because it was bouncing so bad. But Norwood's has repeatedly been cheaper than any other shop we've used for that type of work.
So on this battery for David's for $180,000, or $180, the odometer said 7,000 at 10 miles. I take it that's not correct. So that's the 2016.
Fire truck.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, good point. Okay, yeah, you're probably right. I'm sorry. I guess miles will be correcting.
It's a lot of hard miles.
Yeah. All right.
So did you change all your video equipment, is that what you did, or what? On your, in your cars?
Which one is that?
Lens lock?
Oh, no, that's just a subscription service fee for them. It's like the yearly cost.
Annual cost?
Yeah.
So why would why would this check be written with all these invoices on it out of the police department and then not fire department trucks?
What? One of them's fire department?
Yeah.
And usually how we do that is so we don't have to issue multiple checks, and then when PD pays, Michelle will look at it, and PD account will get reimbursed from fire for that, so we don't have to write one check. Just for simplicity's sake.
Anybody have any more questions in regards to check approvals? Anybody have a motion? 15A?
Make a motion to approve, can I do them all, or
Yes.
make a motion to approve checks to the police department, general fund, accounts? Or how else do you wanna say that?
You're moving to approve the 4 checks listed on the agenda.
Perfect.
All right, got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Got a motion, second, all in favor? Aye. 15B, adopting resolution 2026-12 for fiscal year 2026-2027 budget. Consideration and possible action to adopt a resolution documenting the adoption of the budget for the town of Union City for fiscal year 2026 and 2027.
This one's kind of confusing. We're not adopting the budget, we're adopting the resolution for the budget.
Which you need because,
Because,
I thought you said that somebody brought up that you need the resolution.
yeah, how did we come across that?
It requires you to file at county.
They require me to file the resolution now at county.
You went to all those, they told you to come back.
Yeah,
and have a resolution prepared.
Yeah,
How that went.
We've never done one before.
no, and that was new to me.
You wrote this resolution?
No.
Where'd y'all get this from? Did you guys write it?
I wrote it.
It satisfies the purposes.
It's what they told me to say. So I wrote it according to what they wanted to do.
The wording for it, basically.
Yes. Yeah, no, we've not done one before. This is new.
Well, you gotta sign it too.
Is this a new state statute or just something that we weren't in compliance with?
I don't think we were in compliance
You weren't
with
in
it.
compliance with it. I wasn't able to attend the meeting where you guys adopted the budget. I had assumed there would have been a resolution with it, but
Oh, no.
never make assumptions.
But previously I hadn't
Yeah.
been compliant. I didn't know I needed to have it. It wasn't handed to, when I took it over, I didn't know I needed a resolution. And oddly enough, county never said, where's your resolution?
When I went back through every resolution that we have done, that we still had on record, I've never found one.
So we'll do it now.
All right,
No motion?
need a motion?
I make a motion to adopt resolution 2026-12 for the fiscal year 26-27 budget.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. All right, 15C, designated day for Halloween observation. Discussion and possible, approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of choosing a day to observe Halloween in October of 2026.
Usually we have it on the Saturday before Halloween because Halloween's not landing on a Saturday, but this one is. So we've had certain organizations like the churches and things like that wanting to know if we're gonna actually observe it on Halloween this time since it's on a Saturday.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Oh, what do you know?
Is
it just this year or what?
It's just
Yes.
cheer.
You've already passed the thing where you wanted
Yeah.
it first Saturday before, but this Saturday is on the Saturday, so,
I
this
think
year
it
is on.
should be on Halloween, for 2 hours, whatever it is. But it's, I make a motion to observe it on Halloween of October 31st.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Number 16, Department of Union City Human Resources. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action, informational purposes by HR Supervisor Michelle Burns.
There's nothing new in human resources. Nothing to report.
Anybody have any questions for Michelle? No. Sorry, I'm looking over this. As we get deeper into the packet, there's a lens lock check. Where is that on?
It's on the back because it's under new business.
Okay.
Because I got it later.
Oh, I see it now, okay.
Yeah, because you can still approve it there.
All right, we'll
And I
cross over.
think they already
All right,
did it.
so nothing for human resources. 16, 17, Department of Union City Payroll. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action, informational purposes by Payroll Supervisor Michelle Burns.
I have nothing to report in there, but I probably should have told you that we have already paid out, paid dispatch their last paycheck. Now, on our next meetings will be their final payout of their comp and their vacation.
Are you still utilizing Adam time to time? How's that going?
He hasn't come in and talked in.
Nothing this last month?
I text him every once in a while when
Okay.
I have a question about something, but he has not clocked in since he left.
Anybody else have any payroll questions? Number 18, executive session. The Board of Trustees may retire to executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining or resignation of any individual salaried public officer or employee, and the employee is Cammy Woolard. Consideration of possible action to enter executive session. Do you need this? Yes? Okay. Okay. Can I get a motion?
Go into executive session.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Aye.
Time is, my battery's low, 7:19.
Oh.
All right. 18A, return from executive session. Do I have a motion?
Don't need to.
No, don't need a motion, okay, time, 8:42. B, action on matters discussed in executive session, discussion and possible action regarding employment, including to establishing a new hourly rate of pay for Cammy Wooler. I make a motion, we change it from a step 2 to a step 4 pay. I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Number 19, mayor and trustee reports. This item is for informational purposes only. No action will be taken. Updates regarding recent and upcoming events. Discussion of date for Halloween will be held October 31st.
October 30th.
And you guys will do a social media post on that, please?
Yeah.
Updates regarding recent projects. I forgot to get with you. Are you still working on the signs?
Yes,
I forgot to ask you about the
got all
signs.
that turned in, and he's checking to see if that's gonna be covered.
Okay,
Uh,
and then are you gonna still try to, we briefly brought up, I asked David, maybe
Yes.
looking at getting a quote for you know how we have our two signs as we're coming in from the south and the north of the town? If we have a location out there coming in from the, if you're headed
Right.
west, coming from Mustang, putting in a welcome to Union City, sign in at that same time.
I met a Metro sign out there the other day,
Okay,
to get an initial bid.
okay,
And what he's trying to find is that behind you on a PDF, and so far, we've not found it. We've got pictures.
you take a picture of that and.
Yeah, I tried that.
AI should do
It
it,
said his, machine won't clear that up enough.
AI will.
And, we've got that particular thing. I'm assuming y'all want that old sign,
Whatever, I mean.
but he's gonna
let 'em-
get some, different ideas.
Hmm.
We haven't looked at the other signs,
I thought we had that on our website.
yeah, but it's just a picture.
Okay.
He tried to pull it off of that, and it wouldn't
Okay.
blow up. But either way, we have it on our other signs, sorry, we went and looked at the other signs, told we wanted it nice, not crazy, but blah, blah, so they're gonna do some, 2 or 3 different, designs and get some prices, and so I did start on it.
Okay, and then I forgot to ask you too about, the playground equipment stuff on the insurance, is that?
Yes, so that's, he had me find something that was close to that finally.
Okay,
Found it, got some quotes, and, got that sent to him. And, also got quotes on swings while I was doing it. And, hoping we can make enough, maybe do both, or, swings there and,
And this may be something we need to put an agenda item on for the next meeting potentially, but I would also like to entertain a, Keeley Park sign to honor the Keeley family, which we've never ever done. And I don't know if now would be a good time to. Used to be one, but now that we're, doing the other two signs, like, it might work good to have him make two more. Much smaller, yeah, something small, but some of the, so.
Some quotes for.
Yeah, I don't know if you wanna look at doing quotes, if you guys are open to doing quotes, but getting that dressed up. And then,
something similar like this, or, what was the word, dedicated, or not dedicated, but, donated by Keeley family or something?
something to honor the Keeley family, let people know that's Keeley Park,
Rick Brothers did that up there
Did he?
in Wood.
Yeah. And then the staircase for the escape.
I got one bid, but it was too late to get on the agenda.
Okay.
I'm hoping to have another bid.
Gotcha,
I'll wait.
okay.
Not near as bad as I thought, actually, so.
And then, David and I have been talking, and I have one other board member that had brought this up, so I would like to, next meeting, have a more formal discussion about, data centers within our community. I do not know what everybody's stomach is for that. Do you have something to say? I'm sorry, okay. I'll just verbally say it, I'm against a data center within our city limits, and I do not know what y'all's opinion is of that, we can discuss it in the next meeting. So I'd like that to be an agenda item, where we can discuss it further, but I also want to know from you what steps, if the board all agrees, what steps we can take to, as far as ordinances that can help us prevent those from coming to our community, if we vote accordingly, if that's something we don't want to see in the near future. I see other communities, I was reading on some articles online, like there are towns like even Oklahoma City, for instance, that are putting memorandums in place to make sure that.
So what other communities have done, there's only one community I know that has actually banned data centers, but most of the communities, when you hear about them saying no to data centers, is that they're adopting an ordinance that establishes a moratorium on them until the city can go through its normal planning and zoning process to determine if there's an appropriate zoning district for them. Those typically establish a deadline for the moratorium. What a few of us municipal attorneys have medium to small communities to talk about doing is a moratorium for an extended period of time. I mean, Oklahoma City's was either, I think it was 2 years or less, that they said they were gonna have an outright moratorium.
Can they extend that after 2 years?
They can. I'm inclined, I had a request from Councilman at 4 Acres to do this, luckily he pulled it because we don't have any land that could actually be.
But we have a whole bunch.
You guys do have a whole bunch, and so what I can put on, prepare for next month is a ordinance that would be a moratorium, and we just have to figure out a length of time that would ban them as a matter of zoning for a period of time.
Okay.
What scares me is you go 1 mile that way.
Well, again, there's nothing we can do. I just want to, look at controlling what we can control, right? So,
Yeah,
we don't have to support the water that way at all, and we don't have the water to support the other way, so.
Amber probably doesn't either.
Yeah, no, yeah, it is, yeah.
My reading.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. But, again, I just wanted it for discussion, I want all y'all's feedback, ask the fellow members of your community, if anybody, I haven't talked to a single person yet that wants it, so, we'll talk about it. Is it coming up a lot? All right,
If I may, real quick, told Michelle I wanted to do something really quick during the general town operations discussion item. I'm gonna hand you guys an example of, well, let's preface it. You had 10 pages of agendas tonight for the meeting. I wanna offer you a example of one way that you can restructure your agendas that would make them shorter, and which I think might help streamline things. Right now, your agendas, Michelle put them the way that they've been done before she got there, and the way that she inherited, which is essentially a way that takes no minutes to hold. No, that's, one for municipal.
Oh, okay,
town.
okay.
There's only one thing missing from those, because when I prepared those, Michelle hadn't added the item about Halloween, and so there wasn't an action item on the town side of the Halloween side. But this is just an idea for, structure that I put in there was essentially start with your invocation and your pledge, and then priority in your meeting in terms of what your attention would go to first would be actual action items, things that you're voting to do something, which would then be followed by discussion items, which is where I
So, when you do discussion items, you talk about each one of these, and then you make a motion that covers them all, because each one of them is a different topic, or you're still making a
Well, there's
motion for
discussion
A?
items.
Oh, you're just discussing only?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, and so, and the way your agenda's worded right now, it can lead you to have to go back and look at the agenda to see, is there an actual action we're taking, or is this just something that?
Oh, I see, okay, I'll follow you.
And-
So everything that we need to actually vote on will be under action items, everything that we're just gonna simply discuss and move on is under discussion items.
And part of the reason I structured it that way is there have been some meetings, not tonight, but there have been some meetings where you've had an action item later in the agenda and a whole bunch of discussion items before it, and you spend a lot of time discussing those discussion items, but by the time that you get to the action item, you're ready to be done. And so put a priority on the things you're actually taking action on, put those up front. Those are also probably gonna be the things that the people, if they're here, they're probably gonna be here because you're gonna be acting on something, they're interested in the outcome, we make sure those got put up to the front of the line.
But that's how we've always done it.
I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of papers.
Well, so but it would streamline it, I think.
There's lots of paper, and by the way, this is just one of many examples of ways that you can do it. From a legal standpoint, the agenda has to give the public notice of any business you might conduct, which isn't just action items, it's also things that you're, substantive topics that you're gonna take up as a board to discuss. You have to give notice that you're gonna discuss them. Beyond, after you comply with that obligation, which there's 100 different ways you can comply with, the remaining purpose of the agenda is for you to have a roadmap for your meeting that gives you the best chance to have a productive meeting. This is one idea, I can give you plenty of other examples. This is one that's used, I took this from a couple of different communities. It's not how we do it over at 4 Acres, it's not how we do it at the Village. It's a way that would, I think, address some of the concerns that I've seen at some of the meetings where you get so heavy on discussion items that by the time you get to a serious action item, it's later in the night and you're ready to go home.
Like a germ.
That's before discussion item. But anyways,
I'm
not providing this for a discussion here tonight. I'm giving you this as one example. At the end of the day, this is your meeting. You guys are the ones.
Yeah, but we're all about efficiency, so everybody's time's important, so anything we can do to make things more efficient and run smoother, I'm all for it, so.
Just one idea.
So you guys, and any of y'all have any copy of these? No? So we'll pass them around.
Yeah, I got the email.
Okay.
I'm all
Yeah,
for it.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything else to add under new business? Wait a minute, how did I skip over this lens check?
And we have Patrick.
Oh, and we have Patrick's Dell Technology bid, we need to talk about that, I guess. Did I skip over this lens?
No, Lynn
No, you're on
got put
20.
on.
You're on 20 now,
because
you're
it-
on 19.
Okay, gotcha, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, so we're done with 19. All right, now new business. New business is limited to issues or matters that arose less than 24 hours, excluding weekends and holidays prior to this meeting. Patrick Davis on Dell Technology bids.
And there's,
I was glancing on these bids, but I don't know what they're for. So what are
okay,
we
you
looking
got
at?
them, okay.
So each one of them has a description as to what the equipment is intended to be used for. Essentially, pretty much all the needs of new computers is what we're addressing. Nothing infrastructure related like servers at this time, but essentially every laptop build you have in there is comparable to what we bought back towards the end of 2021. You're looking at a higher end business laptop where everyone can run several applications at once, so they don't have to constantly swap between applications throughout their day as they hop between duty to duty. And you're looking at a 5-year warranty that does have accidental damage built in, next business day replacement for parts, if there's hardware problems, that sort of thing. So, you know, something like this go bad, or, you know, monitor gets shattered, you can get parts out here pretty quick and keep the town going.
So one of these is for the computer, the other one's for the docking stations and monitors per desk, correct?
So there was
And
a
then-
separate quote in there. One of them was to set up Jamie's desk. I kind of looked at that as a workspace, and then the laptop says new court clerk employee, as far as that's meant for her specifically. So those two are different quotes, but they do go the same
Okay.
thing.
So your goal is to replace all of the computers?
No.
No, just,
We're getting a setup for Jamie that's hiring, business power user, basically, like
Okay.
Tammy and the other
Okay.
ladies have. We're looking at, replacing Noteboom's arcade setup, and then, David may take the temporary laptop we got over to the fire department instead, in full transparency, but that could be purchased as a spare. Otherwise, there's one more quote I'm waiting on, and it's basically a couple of replacement laptop batteries, a spare monitor for Jamie to use during court, and then, a docking station that's gonna go over on David's laptop that's over at animal control. So, the quote that's remaining that I don't have yet has a couple specific parts on it that are older, that they're having to track down the part numbers for, but we're talking less than.
Can you, I mean, I've seen these quotes, they're all within line of what computers run. Once you get a full, can you just do us like some kind of quick spreadsheet showing us what the total, everything total you need to spend? So get everything up to date?
$3,200, is this a want or a need?
Well, we don't currently have a computer on that deal here, correct?
This is a neat one, for sure.
Yeah, that's a neat one for
Yeah.
sure.
So I need to get that done.
And Notebooms is old.
But I can approve that.
Yeah.
And then, the others, and the fire one, if I think that, we don't have a laptop for training. And, I'm gonna try this one I told you I purchased, for now, and I think it'll be sufficient. It's a HP from Staples that was on Creektown, so.
I'd say based on everything, talking to everyone, anything that's been requested at this point, with the exception of that one that's labeled fire department laptop, everything else is a need, because we're looking at things like a monitor for court, that's not in there, but that's what I'm waiting on. And then Tammy's laptop, the battery doesn't last hardly at all when you unplug the laptop, so it needs replacement.
Actually, it lasts perfect now, because I already did it.
Oh, you did?
You got a battery? Oh, okay.
It would die immediately.
Yeah.
It couldn't last,
My
couldn't
work
wait.
laptop's only good for like an hour after I'm plugged
Yeah.
in.
And mine needs a replacement battery, so.
Yeah, I just wanna be frank that I don't ever want another employee here that's doing city business with their personal laptops. I want everything on a city employee that can be confiscated and pulled if need be. That's just a security thing. No offense to anyone, it's just cut and dry security.
Just for that reason, so,
Right.
to your question about want versus need,
Everything here sounds like needs to me.
well, there's a question that I want you guys to get ingrained in your head when something like this comes up, which is to look at Michelle and ask, with the budget that was prepared for this fiscal year, was this were these expenditures contemplated as part of the budget?
Yes.
All right, so that tells you two things. One, that it's not something that came up that you're gonna have to amend your budget to address. It means that you've already adopted an appropriation to cover it. It does not necessarily mean that you choose to spend the money that year, just that you've already made the policy decision to set money aside in the budget for this purpose. That's where your responsibility as the trustees to monitor the revenues as they're coming in, monitor the expenditures, make sure that we're staying within budget. But this is one of those, absolutely should come up as part of the budgeting process, and it did come up during the budgeting process, and it was included within the budget that you guys adopted. So, but that's something I'd encourage you, when you get something like this that comes up, one of the first questions you should ask Michelle is this already in the budget, or would we have to amend the budget?
It's already there.
Thank you. So no action on our part for any of that. Okay.
Okay.
And then you're still working on the quotes for all the cameras upgrades?
Have a little bit of info on that for you. I determined that it's gonna be better to do a new dedicated setup than try to hook into what we have already. You're looking at between $2,000 to $4,000 for a dedicated setup that you wheel out, with wireless streaming. Depends on how high-end you wanna go. If you wanna go individual lapel mics or tabletop mics, that's gonna be a little more pricey. The cheaper option is gonna be to have like, you know how conference rooms have like that triangle-shaped microphone that goes middle of the table. That's the kind of thing that would be on a cable, and you put it there and then stream to YouTube or Facebook. But these days, the common setup is a higher-end panoramic camera that uses an algorithm to determine who's the focal point and focuses on them. And, so.
I think we're all out on that. We just want the general concept of covering that half of the room and this half of the room, but,
Okay.
I've got another bid for that too, and it's replacing every camera on the whole system, and a new DVR and all that, and more mics up there, that it's be sufficient, it's around.
okay.
50.
8.
Tuesday, something.
So, but
So maybe just bring us,
Is that included in your budget?
yeah.
I mean,
We may have it.
forgot it.
Yeah.
It's included within the budget.
Yeah, so I doubt we put anything in the budget for this, that would be something, we did, we do have something in there? No, I don't think we do.
No.
So, so if y'all think y'all can have those all ready for next meeting, that we can formally look over.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah, it's not a priority one, but no.
Keep in mind, your budget for this year contemplates having dispatch for the whole year, and so you've already got,
Yeah,
at some point, you'll do an amendment to the budget to move money around, but that was, that very question, that's features.
anything else anybody needs to add? No? All right.
Oh, I got new business, David has new business.
Oh, sorry.
Hang on. You gotta check.
Yeah, please, go ahead, David, you wanna go first? Did you have something else?
About some, bleachers.
Gosh, I forgot about that.
Yes. Thank you. So I had someone come to me, so we have, I think it's 3 sets of old bleachers down there that
When you say down there, it's,
at the
okay.
lagoon area. Actually were sold in the auction, when we sold all that stuff, remember, back,
Mhm.
whatever, and, they never came guys. So we've already sold them.
Did they
And
pay
those
for
people were, the auctioneer tried to get a hold of them several times.
Did
I don't
they
remember.
actually-
Yeah, they
did
paid.
they check?
Yeah, they paid. It was like $300 or something, I don't know. One of that is, they're just sitting down there, and I was getting ready to start cutting the boards off, because they're really not that good, but I had somebody reach out that would be interested in them, so, well, how would we go about that?
Just processing, having bleachers looking at the lagoon.
It's a site.
They were, that was a haul-off site.
Yeah, everything went there. So apparently, they used to be at the ballpark.
Really, sparkles off of it.
They used to be at the ballpark, and they got a grant or something, I wasn't here at the time, but they got a grant or something, got all new ones. So now they end up down there. They actually, again, got auctioned off and sold, and paid for it, but they never came and got them, so, and they're kind of just out of the way, and kind of out of sight, out of mind type deal, to
Do
your point.
you have the name and phone number and contact information?
I doubt it anymore.
Been more than 5 years.
5 years in, right?
It was in, whenever we sold all the stuff up here in the old house and all that.
Yeah,
When was that?
4 or 5 years
Had to be
ago.
before.
That was 19, or 20, 21. I know the auctioneerman made several attempts, and back then we did too, and they never would come get them, so we've had them most of the time.
If we can trace back receiving a payment, God, it'd be great if it was by check, because maybe we had an address on it, so we could contact them, but technically, if they already paid for us, paid us for them, they're theirs, and we can't get rid of their property if they've already purchased from us.
Auctioneer still have records, and they would have paid him, and then he would have written us.
Yeah, he wrote the check to the city, so they paid the auctioneerman, he wrote one check.
Then on his record,
It's not itemized.
Who, auctioneerman?
yeah, he would have had that, he just got.
That was,
Auctioneer.
that was,
Scrivener.
Ken Carpenter.
Carpenter.
Was it Ken?
Was it Ken or Scrivener?
Scrivener.
that did the city stuff?
Yeah.
Was it, okay, I can't remember.
I was gonna say,
Anyway,
bank statements would be at the fire station.
No,
Oh, you're
no,
gonna have to
but we
check.
had one check
You're
written
gonna have
to
to
it.
check.
Actually, we had two, one municipal, one general.
If it was written as one lump sum check for everything, then,
They took
all right.
their cut out of it.
Will you send me an email to remind me about that? It's gonna be a lot of fun to try and figure out how.
And I'll go ahead and reach out to the auctioneerman to see if he happens to have, a record for that, but,
Well, and to see if he's done anything in terms of when he does it, if he hasn't signed something that essentially gives him a deadline to come get it,
it's a pretty
that would make.
close, like a week or something or less usually.
That makes me feel a lot better that, because, I mean, my recourse would be to tell them, it would be deemed, send them a letter, if we knew who it was, and the address would be to send them a letter saying they have until this date to come get them or it's being abandoned. And then we take it as abandoned property and have a court declare that it's ours again, so we can sell it again. But
Pretty
essentially,
big process.
it's not that big, but it's a little bit of a process, because
I mean, they're not worth $20.
we have reason to think it's not our
Call
property.
government efficiency. Look, we definitely want to do the right steps.
And I had it on my phone to remind me.
It must be why there's another auctioneer, he has that verbiage on there.
Yeah, that way, if somebody doesn't get it.
Okay, the only other thing under new business is, the police department, check number 3526 for $14,355.86 for Lynn's Lock.
Somebody Ken's. and scan software and hardware.
You say new software?
No,
Oh,
it's just the existing.
And it's just our yearly fee for, to keep track of all of it? And that's what we spent last year too, roughly the same, I mean,
Roughly,
yeah, about the same, and it's in the budget?
Yes.
There you go.
All right, we covered today? All right, so do they need, can we make a motion, we can make a motion to approve this?
It's on there.
Okay. I make a motion, we approve check number 3526 for $14,365.86 to Lynn's Law. Do I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody else, anything else under new business? All right, number 21, adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Adjournment at 9:05.